One take, one shot. This is the Raw review where I do it immediately following the previous episode of Raw. And you get my raw, pun intended, visceral reaction. Can't go online and look at other YouTubers, but I can pretty much guess what other YouTubers are going to say because I'm going to echo their statements even though they haven't made it yet and say that this Raw, not worth watching. The best part of this episode was the fact that it was only an hour and a half long. That, I'm not even joking. It's like, it was pre-taped. And I don't even care that it was pre-taped. I watched Smackdown, and I was one of the only people that actually liked Smackdown last week. But, so, like, pre-tape doesn't necessarily kill the vibe for me. But this one definitely was just like, I mean, it wasn't bad. Honestly, if I'm going to give it, like, tell you what, 1, 2, 3, 4 chops. I'm giving it 4 chops, but only because it was just like nothing happened. Nothing happened. And don't come at me and be like, well, Chop, it's the end of the year. Nothing ever happens before Royal Rumble. And I don't buy that. Like, I legit do not subscribe to the notion that WWE is allowed to phone it in. Like, don't have 52 shows. 2 shows, 52 weeks a year. That's on you guys. If you are taking on the responsibility to say, we will produce good TV for 52 weeks a year, 2 times a week, not including NXT, well, that's on you then. I'm not twisting your arm to have a Raw on December 22nd. So if you're gonna phone it in, then I'm gonna call it out for phoning it in. No other TV show is allowed to just like rest on their laurels as much as WWE is certain times a year. So I don't subscribe to that notion. If you do, hey, good. I hope you really didn't enjoy Raw last night. But like me, I don't subscribe, and I did not necessarily enjoy it. Again, I didn't hate this Raw. It did the cardinal sin of just like, meh. It was just there. Like, so much so that they repeated 2 of the biggest story beats from last week. They repeated this week. From Gunther coming to the ring and soaking in all the booze and then just walking to the back because everybody looked at him like, oh, that was his whole thing. He even repeated the "you can't see me." And then Austin Theory, the ending of Raw was this. Austin Theory, Punk is distracted handling Austin Theory, and Braun Breaker comes out and spears Punk. The exact same beats as last week. Let's get into the show. I mean, but for real, you don't need to watch Raw, and you don't even need to watch this review because I already told you everything that had pretty much happened. Nikki Bella did a good promo, and so did Maxine Dupri. But let's just get started. We see everybody walking in because we have to assume that if they don't walk through the door, then they're not in the building. Rhea tells Io, hey, you got to stay back here because I can't protect you if you're out there. Why does Io Sky need protection? If I recall, Io beat Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania 40. I recall that Io is a multi-time women's champion. I recall that Io Sky jumps off of steel cages in a garbage can. I recall that Io Sky has been in every single WWE War Games. I recall that Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky in a match. Period. Why does Io need Rhea's protection? And why are they always hugging? Like, some of you are gonna like crash out on me being like, Chop, you are just nitpicking now. But like, am I the only one? Why doesn't Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed hug each other as much as Io and Rhea? Why don't they even hug each other half as much as those two are hugging each other? It's just, like, am I the only one? Is it a little weird? Like, no judgment, go get a room. But, like, what is happening here? Like, I don't think I've ever hugged one of my friends in their entire lifetime as much as those two hug each other on an episode of Raw. But what else? But I will say it was cool that Rhea did lose. This was the first time Rhea ever lost to Asuka. Happy that Asuka got the win. Kairi was down there distracting and everything, and it did. And Io came out one time holding her back, which is also a head scratcher. Like, are we really selling an insane elbow still from last week? Like, that's insane. Like, we have people, I mean, Io literally jumps, like I said earlier, jumps off a steel cage in a trash can, but an insane elbow is like, really? Like, I don't know. Like, they're kicking out of Mexican destroyers and stuff, and an insane elbow from last week is still got Io down like this, but whatever the case may be, it was the distraction of Io getting beat up that Rhea needed, or that Asuka needed to roll up Rhea. I'm happy Asuka won, especially because she lost last week. Excuse me, the Kabuki Warriors lost last week on Smackdown, which was a head scratcher. So, anyways, then we did have the Vision walking in, no Logan Paul, which was weird, because they even made a point to put Logan Paul in the vignette, the opening vignette, recapping last week, where Logan Paul was like, I don't know, maybe the mask guy will show up. And then Logan Paul's not even here. And it's fine if Logan Paul's not here, but just at least mention it. Like, Paul Heyman literally could have said something. He could have been on the phone saying, don't worry, Logan, we got it tonight. You just do your thing. That's it. That's all we needed. Just little stories. But I will, let's give some credit where credit is due. Austin Theory, he kind of standing there in the Vision. They walk up, and Paul's like, I'll talk to him. And so Paul talks to Austin Theory, and Austin Theory, he acknowledges that he has sucked for the last 18 months. And he acknowledges it, and he says, this is why I'm doing it. I saw you guys just take, so now I'm just kind of taking. I saw what you guys do, actions, and I want in. I wanted to have my actions before I revealed who I was, and that's why I was the masked man. And Paul Heyman's like, oh, okay, let's see, maybe we can work with something here, huh? And so Paul Heyman will talk to the Vision later, and Braun Breaker's like, wow, what do we need that guy for? And Paul does bring up a good point even. He's like, man, where were you guys 18 months ago? 18 months ago, Braun Breaker, you weren't challenging for the title. Bronson Reed, where were you on the card 18 months ago? So they agreed to bring in Austin Theory. So, like, I do appreciate that they acknowledged that much so. We the best in the world, Becky Lynch, and that's not just me saying it, that's Sports Illustrated. She came out, and it is just a joy to watch every single time she is on screen. She is so freaking hilarious. And Maxine Dupri comes out, and she cuts a good promo. This is the second time I've seen her really cut a promo. She is like, for real, I think we need to strap the rocket ship to her in about a year. Get her some more training, but I think she has the character. I think she has the character that could run the division. She cut a very good babyface promo. Her wrestling is getting better, but I don't really know if she is fully there yet, but her promo ability could take her to the next level. She does a great promo, and I want to see more of her on the microphone, because that is one of the big things that the women's division, well, honestly, all of WWE is missing right now. And I was very, very much happy. And Maxine Dupri will eventually, she says something like, I'm your champion. And Becky Lynch literally just punched her. It was so funny, the delivery of the punch. But when it was all said and done, Maxine got Becky to tap, and even though it wasn't a match or anything. And so, yes, we have that. That feud is continuing. So, happy there. Like, very, very, very excited about the mic skills of Maxine Dupri. A lot of people want to say, oh, wow, her wrestling's getting better. Honestly, I care more about the character, the mic time, than the wrestling. I love the wrestling, but to me, wrestling is more, I don't know, it's not my top priority. I know that's sacrilege, right? I would much rather watch The Rock cut a promo on Kane than I would watch Kane wrestle The Undertaker, to be honest with you. Even though they did have some good matches. People are unsubscribe. I know. It's all about work rate nowadays. I'm all about mic time in the ring. Braun Breaker, speaking of mic time, Braun Breaker cut a promo too. It was good. But Braun Breaker should not be cutting backstage promos. He just shouldn't. The Wyatts, Rhea Ripley, and Bronson Reed, they should cut backstage promos. Braun Breaker needs to be in the ring, a loose cannon. Rayo Bravo fought Javon Evans. So this was a weird match because you got one guy who's like 21 and you got another guy who could be upwards to 70 or 80 years old, Rayo Bravo. But it was cool that Rayo Bravo, imagine all the experience that Javon Evans was getting from someone with that much tenure. Rayo Bravo, part of the Grande Americano faction, who was at once upon a time blacklisted in Mexico and Lucha Libre as a whole until Chad Gable brought them out of obscurity and got them into WWE. So it was cool for Rayo Bravo to see a living legend like that in the ring. Javon did win. I do feel Javon should have probably put it to bed a little sooner than it was, maybe about 4 minutes. I think we could have got 4 minutes off this match, and Javon could have looked a little stronger. I do like that at the end of the match, Javon didn't beat up the entire faction, but he actually kind of ran away, or kind of like dodged, ducked and weaves. So, like, Javon, like, when are we going to just call him up? Just call him up. Nikki Bella cut a really good promo. She got on the announce table and was just like, I'm too good for Michigan, which was good. I liked it. And it looks like her and Raquel Rodriguez versus Stephanie Vaquet. She needs to call her Stephanie Vaquet. But Stephanie Vaquer went up to Adam Pearce and was like, I'm a fighting champion. Can I get those two? And Adam Pearce was like, I like a fighting champion. You got those two. Lyra. Bayley, Roxanne, they fought. At one point, Liv distracted. They would have won. Roxanne would have won, but then Raquel distracted. And Liv actually even pulled Raquel off. Like, what are you doing? They're about to win. And that then allowed Lyra to slap Bayley. I guess they're not totally forgetting that Bayley is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. I'm allowed to say that. I've been hospitalized for mental disease, so I can make fun of people with mental disease. I can make fun of Asians too, and bald people, and restaurant GMs, and ravishingly good-looking people. I can make fun of all of them. Just kidding. I'm not that good looking. I can't make fun of fat people anymore because, well, I've lost some weight. How do I look? People have been saying it lately. Do I look like I've lost some weight? Oh my God, Chop, shut up. I don't know where I'm going with any of this. But walking is all I've done, and I've it's crazy. It is legit crazy. If you walk after your meals, like, poof. What else we got going on? But anyways, Lyra, she slapped Bayley, and Bayley then won because of that slap. Gunther's gonna come out and soak in the jeers, and that's about it. It sucked though. It sucked. This is what we're doing with Gunther. He taps out John Cena, and this is what we're doing. It's like, no. We did this with the New Day last year. The New Day, like, completely destroyed Big E. The next week, it was fine. All the boos. That was great. But then they did it again. And then they did it again and again and again. And then all the momentum was lost. If we are just going to do this with Gunther until, like, Royal Rumble, that sucks. That straight up sucks. This was the week for him to really lay into everything, to kind of lay out what his goals were as the next top villain. But no, we repeated the New Day, and what happened to the New Day sucked because it was so awesome and monumentous. And John Cena's tap out, while I disagree with the booking decision, it was monumentous, and we should be really, really capitalizing on it, not just boo, 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 okay? CM Punk got in his face, and he even did this. Gunther even did this to Punk, and Punk didn't do nothing. I don't care if Punk had a match. Punk should have just knocked Gunther out. Ray stared at him too, and then AJ was like, you don't know when to quit. And Gunther was like, apparently not. We got to do so much more. We got to drag this out? We don't need to drag this out. I did not like that. I did not like that. We're going to waste John Cena's tap out. We're going to waste John Cena's tap out because we just got to, like, draw it out. Draw it out. Austin Theory, Bronson Reed versus CM Punk, Rey Mysterio. Standard match. Nothing really to report. Austin Theory will get the pin on Rey Mysterio. CM Punk will throw him out, and then we get that spear. Like, that's it. That's it. It was just very by the numbers. I yawned like 7 times. The best thing about the show was that it was very short. I'm sorry. I just, I calls it like I sees it. This was just not a very good Raw. 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't bad, I guess, but it was just phoned in. It was phoned in. Hey, what we did last week, let's do it again. That was it. So, all right, boys. All right, girls. Looks like the Judgment Day are going to break up too. Roxanne, Raquel Rodriguez is probably going to be the baby face of that situation, but yeah, I don't know. Okay, well, there you go. Have a good night. Go leave a hot take. We'll do hot takes tomorrow, and I don't know. Maybe we'll change my mind. See you. Bye.